Every single day, millions of Americans fill a glass from the kitchen tap without a second thought. But nobody tells you what actually happens inside your body when tap water becomes your only source of hydration for 30 days straight. This isn't about fear. This is about the hidden chemistry flowing through your faucet right now. Chlorine, fluoride, trace metals, and invisible compounds you've never heard of enter your bloodstream every time you drink. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what 30 days of tap water does to your gut, your skin, your brain, and your organs. Most people assume tap water is simply clean water. The truth is far more complicated. Tap water isn't just H2O. It's a blend of minerals, disinfectants, and regulated contaminants processed by your local treatment plant. The EPA allows over 90 different contaminants in tap water, each at a legally acceptable level. Legal doesn't always mean biologically ideal. Your body reacts to chemistry, not government thresholds. And here's the twist. For most healthy adults, tap water isn't dangerous, but it does change your body in ways almost nobody talks about. Let's start with chlorine, the chemical added to kill bacteria and viruses in your water supply. Chlorine is effective at disinfection, but it can also disrupt the balance of good bacteria living in your gut. Many cities have now switched to chloramine, a more stable but longer-lasting disinfectant that lingers in your system. Then there's fluoride, added to prevent tooth decay, but consumed in amounts that vary wildly depending on where you live. Some regions add fluoride at optimal levels. Others have naturally high fluoride in groundwater, pushing intake beyond recommended limits. When chlorine reacts with organic matter in water, it forms byproducts called triholomethanes, compounds studied for long-term health effects. Aging pipes are another hidden factor. Older infrastructure can leach lead and copper directly into your drinking water. Even newer studies have detected microplastics and PFAS, so-called forever chemicals, in tap water samples across the United States. On the positive side, tap water often contains calcium and magnesium, minerals your body actually needs. The pH of tap water also varies by city, subtly influencing digestion and mineral absorption over time. Your gut microbiome is sensitive to these small chemical shifts, even when they fall within safe legal limits. So the real question isn't, is tap water safe? It's what does 30 days of this exact chemistry do to your body? Let's begin the timeline. Hour 1. The first glass of tap water enters your stomach and begins absorption within minutes. Chlorine's taste and smell are the first things your senses register, even if you don't consciously notice it. Within a few hours, minerals like calcium and magnesium begin supporting basic hydration and electrolyte balance. By hour 12, trace chlorine byproducts are already circulating through your bloodstream in small amounts. Your kidneys start filtering these compounds immediately, working slightly harder than they would with purified water. By the 24-hour mark, your body has processed several liters of this exact mineral and chemical blend. Most people feel no difference at all on day 1. The changes happening are still microscopic, but your gut bacteria are already beginning to adjust to the chlorine exposure, a process that continues for weeks. Now let's jump to day 7. Your gut microbiome shows the first measurable shifts in bacterial diversity. Some sensitive strains of beneficial bacteria decline slightly when exposed to consistent chlorine and chloramine. This doesn't mean your gut is damaged. It means it's adapting to a new chemical environment. By day 7, your skin hydration levels may also shift, depending on the mineral hardness of your local water. Hard water, high in calcium and magnesium, can leave mineral residue on skin, sometimes causing mild dryness. Soft water, on the other hand, tends to feel gentler but may carry higher sodium content. Digestion patterns often normalize by this point as your gut adjusts to the consistent mineral intake. Fluoride exposure over 7 days remains within safe limits for most adults, supporting dental enamel strength. However, individuals with kidney sensitivity may notice their bodies working harder to filter trace contaminants. By the end of week 1, most healthy adults report no negative symptoms, only subtle internal adaptation. Now, day 14. This is where cumulative exposure starts to matter more than any single glass of water. Chlorine byproducts, consumed consistently for 2 weeks, are fully integrated into your body's filtration routine. Your kidneys and liver, the 2 organs responsible for detoxification, are now working with the stable, repeated chemical pattern. Some people report subtle changes in bowel regularity as gut bacteria continue shifting toward a new balance. Hydration efficiency may slightly improve for people who previously drank very little water at all. Simply drinking more water, tap or filtered, delivers real benefits like better skin, digestion, and energy. By day 14, mineral intake from calcium and magnesium in tap water contributes modestly to daily nutritional needs. Fluoride's protective effect on teeth becomes more noticeable, especially in areas with optimally fluoridated water. For people living in older buildings, this is also when trace lead exposure, if present, becomes a more relevant concern. The overall picture at 2 weeks, your body has adapted, but underlying pipe and regional water quality now matter most. Finally, day 30, the point where long-term patterns become visible. Gut microbiome diversity has typically stabilized into a new equilibrium shaped by your specific water source. For most healthy adults, this equilibrium is not harmful. It's simply a different bacterial balance than someone drinking spring water. Skin hydration and texture reflect 30 days of consistent mineral exposure, whether hard, soft, or balanced water. Kidney function in healthy individuals remains stable, since the human body is well equipped to filter trace contaminants. However, individuals with pre-existing kidney conditions may want to monitor contaminant levels more closely with a doctor. Fluoride's cumulative effect after 30 days continues supporting dental health without exceeding safe intake for most people. If your local water contains detectable PFAS or lead, 30 days is enough time for measurable bioaccumulation to begin. This is why checking your local water quality report, available from every U.S. water provider, matters more than fear-based assumptions. Energy levels and digestion for most people either stay the same or slightly improve, mainly due to increased water intake overall. The biggest 30-day change isn't chemical, it's behavioral. People who track their water intake simply drink more consistently. Now let's bust some common myths about tap water that spread constantly online. Myth 1. Tap water is always more dangerous than bottled water. In many U.S. cities, tap water is tested more frequently than bottled brands. Bottled water is regulated by the FDA, while tap water is regulated by the EPA, with different testing schedules and standards. Myth 2. Boiling tap water removes all contaminants. Boiling kills bacteria and viruses, but it does not remove chlorine byproducts, lead, or PFAS. Myth 3. Filtered water is always pure and mineral. Most home filters remove chlorine and some contaminants, but many minerals remain. Myth 4. Fluoride in tap water is universally harmful. At regulated levels, decades of research support its role in preventing tooth decay. Myth 5. All tap water across America is the same. Water quality varies dramatically by city, source, and pipe infrastructure. Myth 6. If water tastes fine, it's automatically safe. Taste has no correlation with the presence of lead, PFAS, or bacteria. Myth 7. Only old cities have contamination risk. Newer suburbs with agricultural runoff nearby can also show elevated nitrate or pesticide levels. Myth 8. Drinking only tap water for 30 days will detox your body. No water source detoxes the body. Your liver and kidneys already do that job. Myth 9. Reverse osmosis filtered water is the healthiest option for everyone. It removes almost everything, including beneficial minerals, which some people then have to supplement. The truth sits in the middle. Tap water is neither poison nor magic. It's simply water with a specific, traceable chemical profile. So what's the final verdict after 30 days of tap water? For the average healthy American adult, drinking tap water daily for 30 days causes no dramatic harm. Your gut microbiome adapts. Your kidneys filter normally. Your hydration improves simply because you're drinking consistently. The real variable isn't tap water as a category. It's your specific city's water source, pipe, age, and treatment process. Checking your local consumer confidence report, published annually by your water provider, tells you exactly what's in your glass. If lead, PFAS, or nitrates appear on that report, a certified filter targeting those specific contaminants is a smart, evidence-based step. If your report shows clean results, there's no scientific reason to fear your tap water at all. The biggest lesson from this 30-day experiment isn't about chemistry. It's about awareness. Most people never check what's actually in their water, even though that information is public and free. Knowing your water source empowers better decisions than fear-based headlines or blanket assumptions ever could. Hydration itself, regardless of source, remains one of the simplest and most powerful health habits available to anyone. So the next time you fill a glass from your kitchen tap, you'll know exactly what's flowing into your body. Not fear, not blind trust, just real science, real data, and a body remarkably capable of adapting. If this video changed how you think about the water you drink every day, that's exactly the point. Understanding your body starts with understanding what you put into it, one glass at a time. Thanks for watching this deep dive into 30 days of tap water and its real effect on your body. Stay curious, stay informed, and we'll see you in the next episode.